everyone, and thank you very much for joining me today. I'm still away from home, so you've got a very wooden table here. It's not my table, I'm in a hotel room, but I thought I'd do a little reading for you. Today's reading is going to be called, it is called Where is the Love? You have got three choices. You have got the Rook. I know the name now because somebody very kindly put it in the comments. Thank you very much for that. For number one, you have got the Pawn. For number two, and you, oh no, I've got it wrong. That's the Rook. That's not, oh damn, I'm going to carry on. You have got the Horse for number one. You have got the Pawn for number two, and the Rook, not the Castle, for number three. So if you want to take your choice, and then we'll get going. Okay, this has got a feeling that you may have your eye on somebody already who you could be separated from, or it's ended, or somebody you hold a candle for, or the possibility that you can't get close to somebody who you're attracted to. Let me just put one more card over here. This could be a work situation, or you could have lived with this person before. This person could be quite fiery. You're coming across as, not totally, maybe not. You're coming across as what looks like the mother of water here. So you could have a lot of water in you, or you could have sentimental feelings towards this person. As I said initially, I thought that your person may be fiery, but it could be a mixture of fire and water. There's something very similar between you and this particular person that you may have got your eye on, or may have had a relationship with already. There are inklings here that of Cancer, maybe. There's inklings of time spent together. There is a strong feeling in this pile, which is where is the love? You know, when is it coming? It feels that you have a strong interest or a strong need to be in love, and that's not an insult. You know, sometimes people will say, well, I do not, but we all need to be loved in our own strange, unusual, particular ways, whether it's being loved through action, whether it's being loved through being held, or loved through, you know, in conversation between each other. That feeling of being seen and that feeling of attaching or connecting with others is, I think, vital for little flowers to grow into big blooms. What I'm talking about, but it's important. At the front of this pile, you've got the Magician, and you've got the Six of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So that is manifesting something, making something real. Manifesting, I think, is often a word that's overused. And sometimes there's so many words that you hear so often that you don't hear them anymore. It's like listening to an album, or do people listen to albums anymore? You know, too much that you put it on and you don't hear it. I was lost then in albums that I switch on, I don't listen to anymore. Albums. On tapes, these are. The Magician card with these thought cards are healing and wanting, and healing and wanting, and trying to make things real. And the Seven of Cups, you don't know where to go with it anymore. So what I'm picking up from this pile, before I try and answer the question, is past relationship where you're both very similar. You could have spent time together. There's a really strong feeling that you enjoy falling in love, you enjoy connections, you enjoy being with people, you want to make it real, and then there are like mixed messages coming here. You could have shared either a stable situation with this person that felt good, that felt like it was moving somewhere, but then perhaps didn't. So where is the love? Where is the love? It feels like you are It feels like you're left with what I feel is connection without action. You've got the Six of Cups, which is throwing me back to this bit here where things are growing, things are exciting, but you can't quite grasp it with the Seven of Cups down here. Then at the end, you've got the Hangman, and then you've got what feels like your hands are tied, there's not enough movement with these cards here. You know, all these cards here talk of stop and hold. Isn't that a song? Breathe and stop or something like that. And then you're left with this King of Cups with the Queen of Cups with a Death card underneath. Okay, so to me, where is your love? Where is the love? What on earth was my title? Where is the love? It's here. I think you've had a little, I guess, a taste of it, and then it's gone. And there's going to be a period, I think, where you're still left wondering and wanting and almost trying to get back that feeling of possibilities, I think. The Magician and the Ace of Swords, there's possibilities, probabilities with the Seven of Cups and the Six of Cups here of things moving forward, and promises, a connection there that feels very deep, that feels like you're both the same person. There's a feeling here of, and there's a line, and I've said it before in Dirty Dancing, I think it is, where he says, or she says, I'm afraid of never feeling like this again. And I think that you both feel like this and it's ended. So your love, I think, has, for some reason, which I want to know a little bit more about, got stuck. And it's got stuck. For some reason, it's got stuck. And I feel that you possibly are too independent anyway, too strong-willed to beg for it or to put yourself in a comfortable situation. You're somebody that if you can't have it, then you are strong enough to turn your back and walk away from promises that don't go any further. What is going on with your person? Your person holds a candle for you, which is a very sort of insipid way of saying that your person thinks that you are the other half of them. You've got the Queen of Cups twice sat on the King of Cups. There's an emotional connection with this person that feels incredibly strong. Your person, I think this is somebody you have in mind already. It must be for this pile to come out like this. Feels a very deep, strong emotional connection to you, but then you're saying, well, where is it then? You know, why can't I have more of this? And then it comes to a full stop at the end. Why are they making the full stop at the end if it's not you? You could... This almost feels like a secret attraction. It feels as if this person finds you incredibly attractive. This person, you may have had a relationship with this person already. There's a strong inkling that is true. But you've got the High Priestess here next to the Empress. There's almost like being sucked in by femininity. It feels in a nice way that this person feels cocooned by you in some way that makes them feel at home. It makes them feel loved. But then they don't go any further with it, and they almost, to me, it feels like sit on the attraction, sit on that feeling of being enveloped by, it's almost like being swaddled in women. That's how you make this person feel. It doesn't, you don't have to be a woman, but it's like swaddled with the Empress and the High Priestess on either side of the Six of Cups. I'll show them to you. It's like coming home. It's like being swaddled when you're a baby and feeling safe. You make this person feel safe, which isn't helping your love. You make this person, you may even look like their mother. the bits that they liked about their mother, it's like you turn up with that and they feel slightly mesmerized. I think there's a lot of, if there's separation between the pair of you, which it very much could be, or you find it difficult to be together, you know, where is this love? It's thinking about you. It's with the Six of Cups here, this person is feels almost a bit sad, really. It feels like, you know, when somebody took your best teddy bear when you were a kid and stuck it in the washing machine, you spent the evening crying. I didn't do that, but I did do it to my kids. It feels like that. It feels like you're the teddy bear that's in the washing. Okay. So where is the love in your life? I think that you've experienced somebody, or that they've experienced you more so, to be honest, where there's been a very deep, sincere, kind attraction between two people who can walk alongside each other without hurting each other, but it's ended. I wonder whether it's got to a position in your life where it's gone on and off. You've got excited, you think this is the one, and then it's not happened, and you've had what I would guess the pair of you periods of having to retract and heal. This person, there's a feeling of stability that goes both ways. This person excites you but makes you feel stable at the same time, while they think that you are like female swaddling. I can't think of a different way to say that. You make them feel safe. You make them feel at ease in a world that can often feel a little bit hard. But at the moment, it feels as if it's actually got less contact with the Hangman, and you know, all these cards here. As this moves forward, is the Hangman, is things stopping and watching and waiting. Their hands are tied, lying low, but you've still got here the Six of Cups, and this relationship is fed on emotion. It's fed on intimate connection. It's fed on femininity and wanting the other person to feel loved, but it feels as if it's difficult to get close. And you're too proud, too independent to open up to a relationship or a situation unless you're going to actually get fed love, food. So where is your love? It's there. I think you've felt it. I think the other person is still feeling it. And I think that for some reason at the moment it's lying low. Let me just get some advice for you, because it's difficult in those sort of readings because they feel quite strong to leave somebody up in the air. Your advice is, I need to show you the cards because I always think people think I'm really mean. You've got the Three of Air, which is the Three of Swords with the heart, with the three swords through it. And then you've got here the Five of Cups, where you've still got something left, but you know that it's difficult. You know, there's still something to hang on to, which you can see here by the fact that you've got stop cards with the Six of Cups. To me, advice would be to accept what is, to accept the situation, and you can still hold a candle, but don't keep yourself busy, because you've got these very independent, very forward cards for you. It's like strong will, independence. It's like keep moving, but I suppose enjoy what you've had. There is a possibility that things can pick up again, but you know, how much do you want to go through to get there? It's like keep yourself busy, to be honest. And sometimes you do get connections like that are there that we aren't meant to. I'm not saying this is your connection, but some connections we're not meant to live happily ever after with that person. They are just part of a journey to allow ourselves to open up a bit more. So don't invest too much, but you've still got two cups standing there. You know, you can still, and these two, you're both holding cups and giving cups to each other here. That to me could be part of the journey. So that's where your love is, as far as I can see in this pile number one, is that you've experienced it, and to appreciate that, and to not to reprobate, I can't think of the word, each other. which is quite common, especially when you're younger. You know, if you're giving love to somebody, and even if they love you back and can't give it, you know, maybe through different relationships, they can't give it back to you, distance, I don't know, then when you're younger, we tend to somehow dislike the person without even knowing that we're doing it. That's the wrong way of saying dislike, but we can almost make people pay unless they fulfill us. And I think as we get older, it's a little bit easier to know that's just the way that life goes sometimes, and to be, which I think you are with these cards here, to be big enough and brave enough to say, well, that is life, and just to have met that person, it may be enough. But that your love feels as if it's there, it's thought about, it's still wanted, and what feels like a very sort of genuine connection between two people that love each other. Okay, that's what I've got. Pile number 1. I'm going to leave that. I feel like I should wrap that up with something. Because where is the love in your life? It's all in the centre pile, and that pile is moving forward. And it was like didn't move forward. It started off like with excitement, then it happened, and then it was like wanting more. But it felt like it was like concentrate on yourself for a bit, because it's not going to happen in the near future. And that's what I've got. I'm sorry to leave you all. It feels like a negative, but I'll try and read exactly what I can see, or else it means nothing. Because most of you can read cards anyway. And if I'm telling porcupines, there's no point listening to me, because you know I'll be making it up. But as you can see, that's what I saw. I hope you did anyway. I'm going to leave you. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. You are the pawn, aren't you? Not the prawn, the pawn. Sounds worse, actually. So, where is the love in your life? Where is the love? Okay, this one's a little bit easier to read. Where, 4 of fire, okay, stability. 4, okay, where is the love in your life? There's a feeling here of that you have in the past become quite, I wanted to use a word for effect there, which I didn't actually feel. I'm going to say embittered, because it came into my mind. But I don't actually feel that. It feels as if you're defensive, is what I was trying to say. Because you've got the Judgment card, the High Priestess, and this man standing at the door. And this is the central pile, is most important. And then it moves on as your life moves on. But the 9 of Fire and the Judgment card and the High Priestess, to me, are almost like shutting off from love. It's like you've made a decision in your life. You're quite a feisty person. You're probably quite fiery. You're very independent. You know how to get what you want out of life. And you've decided that people aren't measuring up, maybe. The High Priestess, you'd rather spend time on your own, in your own interests, which probably are quite internal, like writing or astrology or tarot or spirituality in some way with a High Priestess there, maybe even art in some way, where you withdraw into yourself and you've shut yourself off in what feels like a major decision, like you're not measuring up. Because the Mother of Wands wouldn't say, I'm just going to slip into that myself and just have a little bit of time. It's like you're not measuring up with this card, the Mother of Wands, so I'm going to make my life interesting on my own. Then you've got here the 4 of Water, disinterest with heartache, and the Son of Wands here. So I think somebody may have hurt you, somebody who's a very similar nature. To me, it feels like the hurt was very much in your face, because the Mother of Wands and the Son of Wands, having an argument or coming to the end of a situation is going to be seen by all and felt by all. It's not like a little letter under the door, is it? Like, I think we've finished. I mean, it could have been a text, but there would have been a bit of fire after that. So it feels to me that you have had in a relationship or in a relationship that has been contentious, fiery, dramatic, and you've pulled out, you've had enough of it. You've almost like gone into yourself, following your own interests, because the Judgment is a big move. The 3 of Swords here next to the 4 of Water is stop, finish, full stop, that's it. Maybe scrap in between that. Now, where is your love? Your love is coming. easier for me to read than pile number 1, which felt like the main activity was a centre pile. But with you, with the Ace of Water and the Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles, to me it feels like there's somebody coming into your life, or the possibility of somebody coming into your life that reboots it, that brings back the passion, that brings back what I say, when I say vocation, didn't mean that even either, but brings back a meaning and a feeling of excitement, and yeah, I can feel it but I can't say it. Somebody that puts a full stop on a rainy day and lights you up again. And lights the path. It's like somebody, do you know when you've like, when you get yourself with the High Priestess, let's talk about the High Priestess here. Just imagine you're having a High Priestess day and it turns into a long weekend. And we all know this feeling where you get stuck inside yourself. You enjoy reading a book, so you say no to lots of activities and you start doing something a little bit more internal, and you get yourself into a state which could even border on depression, and then somebody comes round and says, come out, you don't want to go. But when you do, it all starts being lighter and much more fun. It feels like somebody comes into your life that puts a full stop to what I say is your full stop. It's like you've shut off from life here, maybe through a bad relationship, and then in comes a person where you reboot. It's exciting. This person feels like it's a long-term connection and it just lights your life up. There's no other way to say it. This 7 of Wands card is a different card to me, because it's like there's light there and your path is being lit towards something that you want. You get what feels like dedication, commitment, and new beginnings. That it's like somebody offering you to go on holiday and you start packing your bag and you feel like there's something at the end of it that's going to light up your heart. And you've got cards here, what type of person is it? And you've got the 4 of Fire, which to me feels like stability with excitement. So this person's life may be something that moves often, or somebody that moves often, or that is got what I would say that sort of, with a Fool card there, a Uranus type nature that wakes you up, that makes it could be different from your normal relationship. Somebody that's older, younger, different culture, somebody that is a businessman when you prefer a hippie, or is really sort of bohemian when you prefer a 90s power lady. You know, that type of feeling. Somebody different, somebody who really floats your boat, opens you up to new possibilities, somebody who's just got a different mindset, a different outlook on life, but still makes you feel secure. So you could even share the same moon sign. But to me, it feels like the connections in a synastry connection would be Uranus. It's like a bit of a shocker, but it excites you. It makes you more of yourself, makes you want more out of life. And I think that is what would float your boat. You have had that before, but to me, I think with the Son of Wands and the Mother of Wands, with this feeling of what it could have been quite selfish, and then you could have met somebody who was interested in what they wanted to do and only what they wanted to do, and found time when they found time, but that probably wasn't enough for you because you're probably quite proud. But I wonder as well with High Priestess and the Judgment card here, where this person gave you room to find out more who you were and about yourself. Feels as if you've had a tough relationship, or a couple of relationships where you've not been fed. You've not got what you wanted out of it. You could have had good sex, to be honest, with the Mother of Wands and the Son of Wands there. But not emotionally fed to me. And I feel that this person gives you security, gives you, as I said earlier, a different outlook. This person, no, the person who's, I think, is going to come into your life. So you're asking, where is the love in your life? I think it's coming towards you in this pile number 2. I don't know if you've tasted it yet, but it's definitely going to come towards you, and you will be able to see it and understand it, identify with it. It's not a case of, is this them? It will, and to me, with the Father of Pentacles here, your person is 4 of Fire, and the Father of Pentacles is somebody who's maybe set up in life already. They're very content in themselves. You know, they know where they want to be. They've got a purpose and a path. They've got a direction. They have their own life. To me, it makes me think that they're financially secure. With the Four of Fire, the Father of Pentacles here, male or female, it doesn't really matter at all. In fact, it doesn't matter, not really matter. And the 10 of Pentacles here with the Ace of Pentacles, there could even be a feeling of working together or meeting together in college or in work, or having a project together, or actually working towards something together. And in that process, falling in love. It could, although you see them and you know who they are straight away, the relationship could take a 7 of Wands here, could take time to develop. Because there's a feeling here of patience, there's a feeling of security, but there's still a feeling of excitement, which I'm interpreting here as it being somebody who you just didn't expect to meet and is different. Your exes possibly could have been very, what can I say, one-dimensional. Is that the correct term? They could have been incredibly good looking. They could have been very sexy, very good in bed, lots of people were attracted to them. The fact that they were seen and they were good looking and they were fun to be with and they were exciting could have been enough for you. But this feels like a progression with more depth. It feels like you share the same interests. You share a direction that's similar. There's more security in this person who's coming towards you. There's more like it's like pass the parcel. It's like you take away layers of the paper and you find out more and more about this person, and it's like somebody that intrigues you. It's like somebody that doesn't need anybody, that has their own life, that you find absolutely fascinating. And I'm thinking here of a lady I know who's a doctor who had a lot of time off to have lots and lots of kids, but her husband was a spine surgeon, and he used to come home and she used to have a settee in her kitchen where she would sit and listen to his daily, I say rantings, they weren't rantings, discussions, I suppose, on what he'd been doing in work. And she said those were the favourite part, she loved her kids, but those were the favourite parts of her day because it mentally stimulated her. This is what this feels like. You share a passion together and it feels as if you're intrigued by this person. And that passion of the Mother of Wands is put into what feels like a slow unravelling rather than here's the parcel, you can have it. There you go. This is like more to be learned. Even a Jupiterian sort of connection here where you can idolise this person because they feel as if you're going to learn something from them. Feels secure, feels like a commitment that lasts a long time. Yeah, this is lovely. Feels exciting. Okay, so I'm going to start wrapping this up. Where is the love in your life? Your love is coming. It feels like you've had good relationships they feel almost like adolescent relationships. I don't mean to be rude there. It's just very straightforward, good connection, attraction, rumpity pumpty pump. And here it's like you meet somebody who is totally different. You still get that in this, but this person's here for keeps, I would say. And it unravels slowly into what feels like genuine, deep, satisfying, emotional love. And there's bits about this person, you never get to know who this person is, but it's like they introduce you to a different world, and that's when you keep discovering things. Not that they hold things back, it's just like they introduce you to what could be a different business world, or it's like somebody that takes you out of your comfort zone and excites you, and you learn to be more of yourself by being in contact with them. So pile number 2, that's what I've got. Okay, good luck with that. Is nice. I like that one. That sounds very exciting. It feels like somebody who's like a lover teacher. And I'm sure somebody there is saying, yeah, I do love my teacher, but that's what I've got. Pile number 2, I'm going to love you and leave you. Bye. Pile number 3, the Rook. Okay, where is the love in your life? Let me just see. There is a feeling, as I was putting this out, that you have been hurt in love, possibly. We all have, but I'm just saying the two of fire here at the beginning. The central pile is where you are now, and this is how it progresses. It's got a nice progression to it. You've got the two of fire here with the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So the two of fire is like something that doesn't get started. You've got the Queen of Cups facing that way. You've got the Knight of Wands facing that way. And the Four of Swords is like lying low. So it feels like you've had a relationship possibly in the past where you haven't got enough back, or where your personalities have been quite different, and it feels like you bang your head against a brick wall in some way, wanting to get things moving. Not sure, but that's what I've got here. At the moment, you've got the Five of Water, and this is this man sat up in bed, and it's almost a bit like mourning. But in that mourning period, you've been able to get your feet on the ground, know who you are, and it's been steady growth. You could be divorced. You could have had a relationship where it just got to a situation where you weren't good for each other. This feels like my parents. Not that it is my parents, but the Queen of Cups, my mum was very plutonic, very emotional. My dad was Sagittarius, Aries. He just said what he was thinking. He was coarse and rude and wanted to play with life, and never the twain did meet in this case here, and they hurt each other big time with the Four of Swords down here. It felt as if it never really connected. I don't know. They were similar in some ways, but not in other ways here. And if this is you, if this does feel like you have had a past relationship where it's made you feel less through being together than you would have been if you were separate. You've had a period of what feels like you want to be loved, you feel like you're not lovable, and then you've got here a feeling that you've eventually, the Seven of Pentacles slows it down with the timing to me, and this is feeling good. You've taken your time to find out who you are. That is probably what I'm thinking here. My parents met when my mum was 19. She didn't know who she was. She gave a lot to somebody who was too young to accept it. This is not about my parents, of course, but I'm just trying to get feelings here with regards to these two people being opposite and looking separate ways, and then a period of healing and then gaining your confidence slowly. So you could have had a time period in your life with regards to love, finding out who you are, getting your confidence without looking for somebody else to not reciprocate, but to see you. It's like you don't care. You got to a position here where you've worked so hard on yourself that you're not actually looking for somebody else to fulfill you. Fantastic. Then we've got here the Two of Water, and along comes Polly. And the Hermit card. Okay. It feels like you're ready for love. Let me just put some over this Hermit card. You've got here the Two of... You could have somebody in your life already who makes you feel like this. Somebody who you swim alongside with, who is like your best buddy, who you play with, who you feel as if you're friends and you feel at ease with each other. But you've also got here, still looking out, still wondering, still wanting to know what's coming next, and not much happening, because you've got two cards under this, like, I love the Two of Cups. Because it always makes you, it's like somebody who you could reveal something to and they wouldn't laugh, and there's still affection between you. It's not just based in passion and excitement, it's got the ability to keep moving. Your person could be divorced, your person could have gone through what feels like a similar situation to you, troubled relationships where they feel that they perhaps don't want to delve into or get stuck into a scenario or a situation already with the Hermit card here, because they're coming across as the Five of Cups and the Eight of Water over here, which are difficult cards for them. So there's a connection, I think. Where is the love in this so far is you've taken a long time to get your feet on the ground. You know who you are now. You've met somebody who meets you on what I guess is the same vibration here. These two, kids in the water. Emotions are exchanged. They're both level-headed. They're both at the same level as well. So that's what I mean about the same vibration. But to me, it feels like it's a slow burner again. That could be to do with past hurts. So I think that you found somebody, or you know somebody, or even somebody from the past who floats your boat. Okay, so you could work with this person, but there is still healing going on from both sides. This may not have come into reality yet, but this could be somebody who you meet after a period of feeling unlovable, unreachable, and everything, and then you both almost feel the same. Not enough to take the bruises into a relationship. It feels like you meet somebody who's very similar to you, who understands where you are in your life right now. So whether you're quite young and you have, it could be anything. You could, let's just say you're young, as in like, from my point of view, 18. Young, oh lovely. And you're in college, you could have experienced lots of different boyfriends or girlfriends. You could have had quite a few relationships and that really haven't floated your boat or got into your heart, I suppose, in some ways. And you got to a point where, if you've had lots of relationships, you almost feel as if flat. And you've taken your time to build back Bilbo Baggins then. To build who you are and who you want to be, how you want to present yourself to yourself and the world. And then you meet somebody who's very similar to you, who has done a similar thing, perhaps had different relationships, or a relationship that has one particular one that hasn't worked or has burnt a little bit. And it takes a long time for this relationship to unravel, because it feels like you'd rather move alongside each other for a while, being friends, feeling a connection, than revealing your hearts. If you are older, not saying old, I put ER at the end of that, this could be the same scenario but divorce, different relationships behind you, periods of trying to get your feet back on the ground, running alongside somebody coming into your life that may be there already, but running alongside somebody who feels like the right person, but it's still a process of healing and working together before things can be unraveled. So that your love feels like it's coming. It feels like you have experienced relationships that have felt like love, but you have not felt loved in, if you know what I mean. You feel like you're giving it, possibly, but you feel like the other person isn't at the same vibration, in a similar mindset, headset, whatever set, to be able to give back enough for you. And you get that, and you need that. This card is much, after these cards here, this equality is like the best card for you. It feels like you get yourself into a situation with somebody who's coming into your life where you feel that the effort that you put in is the same as what you get back out, which I don't think you have felt in past relationships. There's a feeling here this person appreciates you for who you are, which is this Queen of Cups card, the Empress card, and the 10 of Earth card here. It feels like you're looking for stability to me, and you want somebody who's on the same path, who's equal with you. You're not looking for somebody, it feels like you could have done this in the past, look for somebody who was flash, fast, great in bed, good looking, and you don't care anymore. You'd rather take unattractive, kind and stable above the Knight of Wands here, because you are your own Knight of Wands now. You fulfilled that feeling of inner self-content, I suppose. You don't need somebody else to be, good looking on your arm, or to be popular. It's like you don't care. It feels there's a lot of growing up in this pile, and a relationship comes towards you that is not flashy, that is equal and open and kind and generous and steady, and has the ability to be more, but it feels like you've been forced along a path that has allowed you to reflect, but in doing that has given you the confidence to find somebody who's more like you. It feels like in the past you may not have had the confidence. You may have felt like you would look for it in somebody else to give it to you. Now you don't care. Now you know who you are, and that set you up for what feels like an equal relationship. So your love is coming. to me, and it's coming in a package where it will be somebody you can talk to, somebody you can play with, somebody you can reveal your secrets to, somebody who is a slow mover, somebody who unravels themselves slowly towards you. There could be distance with regards to where you live. There could be a period of getting to know each other that you don't mind taking your time over this time. I think that your person in the past, or people in your past, would have been very assertive with you, and it feels like this person, you're wondering whether they like you or not because they're not as assertive. They don't feel that they need to be. This feels like it turns into maturity. It feels like, okay, let's see how we get along. There's no rush. There's no let's have each other now. It's more like, let's just get to know each other because we have got eternity in front of us. And I would rather choose the right person, somebody who is like me, vibrates the same beats, really. Yeah, and it feels like you give each other room. It just feels like there's more love in this one. This to me feels like you've had relationships in the past which have been maybe for show. I don't mean you've chosen them for show, but it could be somebody who everybody else thought was really attractive and you thought, well, I should like them, but there was always that something missing. And then you found that something in yourself, then you get somebody who's more secure and you just they don't need. It's just like a really nice relationship where it's equal. I have an image of two people in a garden sort of chatting over a cup of tea, and it's sunny and you're just laughing and you're really easy with yourself. If you don't drink tea, I don't know what you're drinking, gin. Having a gin in the garden. But there's a strong message in this that you may have had difficulty finding love after perhaps initial flurry of different relationships, or one particular relationship in particular, and that time has allowed you to know who you are to be open to this next relationship that's coming towards you. So where is the love in your life? It is coming. It's coming in a package which may not be as flash, but will mean more to you, and you would not go back to a past relationship after this. Now, this person's been through tough times to be able to find themselves as well. So that's what I've got, pile number 3. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much. Bye.